How much value can you extract before a game wins? We're going to talk about CLV today, and then we're going to talk about 3 games I'm looking at. It's June 3rd. So let's go into yesterday first, because I'm going to show you some real value on a game that got overpriced before the game, the first pitch went out. But then suddenly, in the first inning, you got a ton of value. So I believe CLV is bullshit. Okay, what I mean by that is I don't think you should gauge what you're doing based on closing line value. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you a story. Yesterday, the Houston Astros closed at minus 155 before the game tipped against the Twins. Now, these two teams have been back and forth. The series was tied 1-1. So Houston was favored in this game, and the line went from, I think it opened at 130, went all the way to 155, maybe a little higher than that, closed a little lower. Still, not a ton of value if you're going to bet the Houston Astros, right? And they lost the game. But in the first inning, the Twins go up 2-0. So if you open your live betting app right there, or if you're at the casino, at that point in time, you can catch the Houston Astros plus 1.5, plus 105. Okay, so instead of minus 155 before the game starts on a team that's been kind of iffy, now you get a ton of real value in a game, even if you like them to win, a ton of real value, bottom of the first, you're catching 1.5 runs. Now, you might have been tempted to take the money line because it was plus money on that also, but why not go safe? Why not just hedge your bet or hedge your opportunity, take the 1.5 at plus 105, you got plus money, they wind up losing 4-3, you would have won that bet. So that's what I'm talking about, this closing line value stuff, and I'm going to mention this stuff over and over and over again. The opportunity is always there. The opportunities always come there. It's never not an opportunity. You might have to wait, you might have to be patient, and if you're not patient, you're going to lose. But if you do wait and you are patient, you will win. You will see opportunities. Even if you lose, you'll see how this whole thing works, the whole scheme. You have to use everything you have in your repertoire, in your betting knowledge, in your mind, what you've seen, what's gone before, all your research. You have to use every bit of that in order to captivate and take advantage of all these opportunities. So every day there's opportunities. Okay, so you get what I'm saying there. I hope that, hey, give me a like just for that. Give me a share just for that if you're watching this channel right now, because that's very important. I might shoot another video just on CLV alone. I think I will. Not today, though. But let's go into these 3 games today that I've dissected, because you have a slate that has 8 games today, okay? So I pulled down 3 of them. Bear with me as I go through them. I'm just going to tell you what I thought. I go through my little preliminary numbers here before I dig real deep. I'll tell you what I got. So the Mets are playing the Nationals. The Mets are catching, I think 110. Nationals maybe minus 120, minus 125, 130, whatever it is. Nationals are favored. Mets are the underdog. Mets have been atrocious. They're 3-7 in their last 10, minus $724 if you're betting $100 units. Okay, on the road in their last 3 road series, they're minus 19 runs. Their run differential is minus 19. I think that's important because you can see just how bad they're getting beaten. Okay, so the money in those games that they're minus 19 runs, minus $439 in their last 8 games. That's 8 games, minus 19 runs, minus $439. 4 of their last 6 road losses, they've lost by 2 or more runs. That's a run line victory for the other team. But if we go to the matchup here, kind of strange, right? So last 10 between these two, Mets Nationals, 6-4 last 10. The Mets have beaten them. They're having an advantage, 6-4. They're plus 7 on the run differential, but they're minus $4. Now, what does all this mean? Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to make any concrete judgments based on this, but I'm going to give you my opinion. What I'll do is I'll go in and I'll look at the previous matchups, the hits, the runs, the RBIs, things like that, and I'll quantify that based on my own strategies. But I want to tell you what I will do is based on this matchup, I'm going to tell you right away that it looks like no one's going to sweep this series. So there's going to be value for both teams in this series. Will that be pregame? Will that be in-game? You'll have to decipher that for yourself. I don't have that time for this video, but I will tell you that I do think that there is some value both sides of this game because just of what I saw. Even though the Mets have been atrocious on the road, will they get back some of these, some of this money, some of these runs? They may or may not, but again, I don't think it's going to be a sweep either way. Washington's playing better. Obviously, the Mets are terrible, but you got to do what you got to do. Maybe the Nationals win this first game. Maybe you get an opportunity with the Mets in the in game. So you want to just kind of take a look at that. The Mets have been hanging close with them in this series. Okay, next game. jumping around here real quick. Bear with me. Orioles, Blue Jays. Blue Jays, kind of a slight, they're both right around 100 minus 105 Blue Jays, minus 105 Orioles. So it's kind of a stalemate right now in this game if you're playing 10-cent line. The Blue Jays are 6-3 in their last 9 games, period, and they're plus 234 in that realm. I will tell you this, though. They are at home, they're minus 1 run in their last 3 series, and they're minus $196. So even though they're plus money in their last 9, they have been not performing as well as at home. Of their home losses, half of them, 2 of 4, have been run line losses. And when we go to the matchup, we got the Blue Jays are 3-7 in their last 10 against the Orioles. Orioles playing really well. Orioles have a 22-run advantage. Blue Jays minus 22 runs in those last 10, minus $496. Now, what do I think is going to happen in this game based on this? I don't know specifically. I'm going to go look in, but I'm going to throw you out what I think might happen in this. First of all, it's not going to be a sweep. Second of all, I do think the Blue Jays are going to catch some of this money back, but I don't think there's a lot of value on the Blue Jays. The Orioles have been steaming, but the Blue Jays have been playing well too. So there's not a lot of value on either side of this. And so I think it's going to be a steady little run here. And so this would be something where maybe you wait till in-game and then you play a team, because you're just not getting enough value in my estimation if you were to play the Blue Jays right now. I think if you go in the game, if you're watching the game, if you draw your own assumptions pre-game and then in the game something opposite happens, maybe you bet in the later innings with the other side to see if they come back and close the gap late in the game. So I hope you grab that. That's enough for that game. But again, I'll go into these runs, RBIs, the hits, the base runners after I'm done with this video a little later today before these games tip off. So just shooting what I can before the game starts, talking real fast. Hopefully you're following me here and getting some good information from this. If not, watch this video over and over. Oh, by the way, if you're having trouble winning games, go to winningiseasy.com, click the green button. I'll gladly help you out there. Okay, let's go to the last game. It's a night game. And we got one team that's super hot, the Padres, against the Angels, who suck right now. So let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is, okay? I'm talking about the Angels side because we're looking at value. The reason I'm going and reading you the teams here that I'm reading, and I will read every single day, is because we're trying to find value. We're trying to find value with the dog. Is there value there? The Angels are 2-8 in their last 10. They're minus $472. At home, in their last 3 series, they're minus 14 runs. Have not been playing well. Minus $440 if you're playing $100 units in those last 3 series at home. 3 of their last 7 home losses have been by run line. They've lost by 2 or more runs. And so when we go to the series, though, a little different here. It's kind of strange, right? Angels and Padres are 5-5 in their last 10. And the run differential for the Angels is only minus 3, and they're plus $273. So for whatever reason, the Angels are able to play the Padres really, really tight. So even though the Angels are 2-8 at home, there may be some value on the Angels maybe tonight. I have to look deeper. But, in these late games, a lot of heavy action comes on one side, and then the other side sometimes wins. Some of my friends think the games are fixed, they're cooked, whatever you want to call them. I don't know if they're cooked or not, but I will tell you, this will be something where I will look at it. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to play the Angels. I don't think there's going to be a sweep here. I think the Angels, obviously, based on their matchup, they're going to get at least one of these games. Which game is it going to be? I don't know. Could it be 2 games? Maybe it could. Maybe they get back some value there. But I'll look deeper, and you should too. But this is just a cursory view of what I'm looking at. And then I kind of draw my own assumptions. Again, I'll go back in. I'll look at the inner workings of the game, because what happens in the game and when it happens is much more important than the final score. Always remember that. It always affects the next game. That's my belief. And finally, give me a like, give me a share if you're still watching. If you need help winning, go to winningiseasy.com. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day.